Yo, welcome to the musical show, the show where I blabber on about music for way too long. Let's go. Because I've literally had nothing to do, I've listened to a fuck ton of music, so I've gone back to multiple albums from this year that I'm going to re-review now. And one of them is a new 10 out of 10. That being Paramore's This Is Why. The choruses, the vocals, the production, the instrumentals, the everything. An unbelievable album with multiple of the best songs of the year. I loved it first listen as well. I gave it a 9.1, but didn't like its predictableness. But honestly, I don't care. It's not very predictable. It's not predictable just how good the choruses are going to be, even if the song structure's formulaic as hell. Sometimes you just ignore that because the songs are too damn good. And yeah, perfect album and incredible songwriting. Moving on, I am going to do these fast paced. And moving on to JPEG Mafia and Danny Brown's Scaring the Hose, which I did say I was going to re-review because apparently the mixing's been fixed. But yeah, I don't really have issues with the mixing, aside from a few songs such as Stepper Pig and Run the Jewels, I think, and maybe one or two others. But now I just feel some songs were just mid and brought the rating down, especially Jack Harlow Combo Meal, which I feel could have gone so much harder and could have roasted the shit out of him. But it just fell flat. And it was pretty soft. And Run the Jewels was just a useless track that wasn't needed. And while the beats were good, and there were some incredible ones, such as the one on Kingdom Hearts Key, even if I do still think Redfell's feature wasn't the best, it was still a good feature, but it could have been so much better. But yeah, some of the beats, while good, just didn't work with JPEG Mafia and Danny Brown's rapping, such as in Where You Get Your Coke From, which was originally one of my favourites. But Perfect and Garbage Pail Kids are still potential Song of the Year contenders and fantastic songs. And overall, this is still a great album. 8.2 out of 10. Next up is Skrillex's Quest for Fire. What worked, worked, and what didn't, didn't. Thankfully, most of it worked. And yeah, songs such as Xena were perfect and interesting EDM cuts, but songs such as Rumble felt a bit soft and didn't reach their full potential. And songs like Leave Me Like This were just too gimmicky. A bunch of these are crammed together into a single album, and what you get is a fun listen, but a wildly inconsistent one. However, it has still grown on me quite a fair bit. From a 6.5, it's now a 7.5 out of 10. As for the other Skrillex album that came out, Don't Get Too Close, that one's mid. That one's very, very, very mid. And very disappointing and mid. Production, extremely repetitive and boring. Lyricism, complete shit. But there are a few good songs, and it's not bad enough for it to have like a really low rating. But yeah, nothing really interesting about this project, and it's definitely not better than Quest for Fire, despite what I originally said, 5.1 out of 10. Those are all of those albums, but I've listened to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from last week, which I'm going to review now. Starting off with DJ Dramas, I really like that, which is the epitome of mid-trap. The beat, the definition of mids, apart from one or two that are glaringly good, like No Weakness, and some, hang on, that are glaringly good, such as No Weakness. Yeah, I did say that. I thought I'd like completely messed that up. And having a, so yeah, that beat was great, and there was also some terrible ones, such as Ho For Me, which just doesn't have a good thing about it at all. It's a terrible song, one of the worst I've heard in a long time. It has a Lil Baby feature. What do you expect? Lil Baby is fucking shit. Fuck you, Drake. Yeah. Features, mostly not bad, but mid. Although Jack Harlow wasn't too bad, surprisingly. And despite the other project Wiz Khalifa was on being better, he had a much better feature here. I didn't really notice him on the other one. Yeah. Aside from a small group of songs on, this is the songs though. This is the epitome of averageness, and despite the big names, the epitome of boring, which surprisingly is the norm with albums like this. Insanely mid, literally the middest of all mids, mid, 5 out of 10, moving on. To Melanie Martinez's Portals, which is definitely reinventing, and I do feel like she's just trying to do Oliver Tree, but better. And she fails in that regard, they're both around the same level. Sorry. Oliver Tree may be a complete piece of shit, but his music used to be good in the Ugly is Beautiful days, and he had some weird shit when he used to be called Tree. But yeah, it's an interesting album for sure. Something always promised by Melly, and to me, it works. The production could have easily been horrendous, but it ended up turning out pretty well. The vocals weren't great, but they were bearable, although it did sound like she had a lisp, and that was really annoying, because I don't think she has a lisp. And no one wants to hear a lisp when people sing. So, yeah, soz. And the lyricism was just weird, which I think was intentional anyway. And didn't always work. But, yeah, great album. Shut the fuck up. 7.7 out of 10. Next up is Chloe's in Pieces, which, damn, I'm pretty damn pleasantly surprised with this one. There were some bad songs, yeah, towards the start. And a lot of the songs were relatively run-of-the-mill, especially in the first half. But what was good was good. Every single feature on the thing, even Chris Brown, that's how good it is, was incredible. And Missy Elliott may have feature of the year, although Future, despite the beat being very not futury, yeah, he was pretty impressive as well. Amongst this, I want to shout out Metro Boomin for the beat on Worried, which I think was slightly out of his comfort zone, although it did still feel like a Metro beat. And yeah, Worried beat is really good. But yeah, what was good was really good, and that was most of the second half. First half, though, brings it down a little. 7.9 out of 10. It's like a 6 out of 10 first half, a 9 out of 10 second half. Next stop is... I can't think of a stop that isn't Merseyrail, but I don't want to use the Merseyrail. Manchester Victoria. Anyway, next up is Boy Genius as the record, which is vocally outstanding throughout. Instrumentally good, although some of the instrumentals did feel a bit boring after a while. Lyrically inconsistent with some strange lines, although there was some really good songwriting here, such as in Cool With It, and that's like the main example, to be honest. $20 wasn't too bad. But even with its huge flaws and some songs being super formulaic and too boring and run-of-the-mill, it is a really good album. Obviously, it's Boy Genius, and yeah, there aren't any bad songs, obviously, because it's Boy Genius. But yeah, some songs were just slightly underwhelming and a bit of a bore, but not bad. A song can be boring and good. You know what I mean? It's like not boring enough to be bad. That sounds like a 1975 album. But yeah. Some songs, however, were also amazing, like $20 and Satanist. The instrumentals were so good on Satanist to cancel them out. But yeah, overall, fantastic record, 8.9 out of 10. Top of the pyramid, though, is Larry June and the Alchemists, The Great Escape. Fuck you, Anthony Fantano, this is not a 4. It's got Alchemist production. That already lifts it to at least a 6. Larry June has an interesting delivery, and it works with the beats, plus the features are outstanding for the most part, apart from Wiz. Especially on Barragan Lightning, which could have easily fallen flat with so many features. But yeah, every so often, Larry's flow did get annoying, and at 15 tracks, the beats were pretty samey towards the end, and I do feel like it would have been better as, say, a 12-track album. But yeah, amazing album overall. Even if I can't talk, 9.3 out of 10. There you go. What do you want? Oh, cool choice. Alright, anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 albums came out this week that I'm listening to. Not too bad, not too many. I'm fine with this. Starting off with what the hell? Why was my S so whistly? Ray Shremmerd, sorry. The supergroup featuring Sway Lee and Slim Jimmy have came back at last after 5 years with Shrem for Life, featuring Young Thug and Future. 47 minutes, 14 songs long. Apparently the singles are mid, but I didn't listen to them. I'm going to say a 6. Because the 6 is pretty safe. Next up, NF Hope, featuring Julia Michaels. No. Solid 3, but apparently the singles were good. I don't believe them. Daniel Caesar, definitely the one I'm most excited for. Never Enough, featuring Mustafa, Serpent with Feet. Saving with Feet from the Bjork album. Omar Apollo, Ty Dolla $ign, and that's it. There's some really good features here. Ty Dolla $ign's going to work really well. 54 minutes long, 15 songs. This is going to be good. 8. Next up, Mayhem Lauren with Champagne for Breakfast. It's a collab album with DJ Muggs and the legendary Madlib. It also features Action Bronson and... yeah, that's it. As well as Hologram, and yeah, that's it. 15 songs, 39 minutes long. It's got Madlib production, so it's going to have something about it. I'm going to say an 8 as well. Ellie Goulding with her least personal album yet, Higher Than Heaven. I've only got the deluxe version. The deluxe version's 52 minutes long, but I'm not really going to listen to the deluxe version because they don't do deluxes. And 52 minutes of pop, I'd rather not if I can avoid it, ideally. So, yeah. I'm going to say a solid 6. They have dropped New Moon, featuring Young Blue, Bino Rideau, Farney Hughes, Phil Addy, Casey Musgraves, and Black Bear Kill Me. 42 minutes, 14 songs, 4. A lot of 4s in that sequence. And finally, Currencies for Motivational Use Only, Volume 1. 7 songs, 22 minutes long, featuring T.I. and 2 Chainz. I'm going to say a 7. So, yeah, there you go. Damn, I did that actually pretty damn quick. 11 minutes. Crammed all that in. Didn't have much to say. I think it's because I did, like, the re-reviews really fast. Because, yeah, I felt I sort of had to cram everything in. But that to be ridiculously long. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. I've got a lot of time to listen to these. I wonder how many I'm going to listen to before. Like, I could listen to these very quickly, basically, in a bit. Oops, forgot to do top 3 best and top 3 worst. The February top 3 best, top 3 worst has obviously been changed. Paramore number 1, number 2 is now Catherine Polachek, then Ray at number 3, I think, and then the top 3 worst is, yeah, Russ Millions. Basically what I said in the original video, because Lil Pump doesn't count. I just want to reiterate that. I don't know why I said that so poshly, but oh well. Top 3 albums of this month is obviously Slow Tie's Ugly at number 1, 10 out of 10. At number 2 is Lana Del Rey's Did You Know That There's a Tunnel Under Ocean Boulevard? Thank God there is, 9.3. And at number 3 is Larry June, whatever Fantano says, Larry June's The Great Escape, also a 9.3. However, the bottom list isn't very good. At number 3 is SG's Mad as a 2 out of 10, and that's only number 3. As Quando Rondo's Recovery is a 1.7, and at number 1, and worst album of the year so far, is Wyatt James's Fuck Eating on the Weekend as a 1.1 out of 10. If it wasn't for Slow Tie, it'd be not a very good month compared to the other 2. Alright, see you later. One last album re-review, Lil Yachty's Let's Start Here. It's grown on me ever so slightly, but I think my points still stand about some songs being repetitive. But yeah, still amazing record. Basically, what I said last time, giving it a 9.2, I think it was, still stands, but I just think it's slightly better, and it's a 9.5. So, yeah. See you in a few weeks when I change my mind again. Yeah. It's still album of the month for January and all that, although it was always going to be. It's hard for it not to be. It's not going to go below Kimbra's 9.1, so yeah, in a bit.